FM and FM HD1.
Support for KPFT comes in part from the Houston Orange Show Center for Visionary Art, a nonprofit entity. For the 39th year, 250 rolling art cars will take over the city's streets at 2 p.m. Saturday, April 11th. The parade officially begins at the intersection of Dallas and Bagby Streets on Allen Parkway, heading into downtown before circling City Hall and heading outbound onto Allen Parkway. The parade is open to the public. More information is at thehoustonartcarparade.com.
Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
And welcome to the Prison Show. Tonight is Friday, even though David put Wednesday. It is Friday, March the 27th. And y'all, knock on your neighbor's door, because we have Kristina Hartman here tonight. She's the superintendent of Windham. How do you say it? Windham?
Windham School District.
Windham School District. Awesome. So y'all, stay tuned. We're going to be, Marci Marie is actually here, y'all. Yeah, this is exciting. She's in, Kristina's in, Jason Weissong is in the studio, Joanne, Athena, David, Linda, me, Ken Decker, a.k.a. New York. Yeah, we have a house full. Did I miss anyone?
No, you hit it. You got everybody.
I got everyone. Okay. Well, so, and we have Dr. Terri LeClercq on the phone. So she's going to be starting off the show. Then Marci Marie and Kristina Hartman will follow up. Then Nicole Hutchinson Moore, the founder, and I need to increase that because I'm going blind, the founder and CEO of the Rusty Diamond Network. She's going to be on, and we're going to follow through with Abraham Bonowitz, the co-director and founder at Death Penalty Action. Y'all make sure you go to deathpenaltyaction.org to sign those petitions. So, let's start off with Miss Terri LeClercq on line 1. There we go. Hey, how you doing, Terri?
I'm fine. Sounds like you have a full house.
We do. We have a full house. Wish you were here, you and Jack.
Oh, I wish we were too. Meanwhile, I want to give a shout out to Alva McGrath at Ramsey. He wrote a great book report for me. And Frederick Jones at Polensky. Some of you guys can write better book reports than I can. And these two are just spectacular. So thank you for sharing them. It made me want to read some of those books also. Thank you again. I want to talk to you tonight, and I know it's going to be very short because you have so many wonderful people. I want you to remember this title, The Choice, CHOICE, The Choice. Subtitle is Embrace the Possible. It's a memoir that was written by Dr. Edith Eger, E-G-E-R. And oh my goodness, I read it tonight for the fourth time. It's not regular. Dr. Eger was a Jewish dancer and gymnast in Czechoslovakia as Hitler took over. And she and her sister were swept up. Her mom and dad were killed. They were swept up into hell, basically. And this book is about positive thinking. It's kind of hard to imagine that, isn't it? But I think this book is so important. If you can get your hands on it, please do to read it. I'm going to tell you this part. She almost died. She was in a pile of corpses when the United States Army came through in 1945 and was able to move her finger to let them know that she was alive. So from there to writing this book is a huge jump, I think. But I wanted to tell you about this. My past still haunted me, an anxious, dizzy feeling every time I heard sirens or heavy footsteps or shouting. Thus, I learned, is trauma. The nearly constant feeling in my gut something is wrong, that something terrible is about to happen. The automatic fear response in my body telling me to run away, to take cover, to hide from danger, which is everywhere. And that's what she started with and ended up in the United States as a psychologist. But she had in herself, a secret. And the secret was very difficult. She carried it with her through marriage, having children, teaching in El Paso, winning all kinds of awards. But she still had a secret, and she couldn't function like she should carrying that secret. And the reason I want all of you to try to get in touch with this book is that all of us have a secret. And her secret wasn't exposed. She wasn't able to do anything about it until she went back to Germany 40 years after her emancipation by the Americans. She didn't forgive or not forgive Hitler or Mengele, all the people who had abused her and all of her people. What she learned when she was in Germany 40 years later was that she had to forgive herself. She had to forgive herself because she survived. Her mom died, her dad. All of those people died, and she didn't. And she carried that with her. She didn't tell anyone what was going on inside of, really what was inside of her. Out of more than 15,000 deportees from her own hometown, she and her sister were among only 70 to survive the war. 15,000 deportees from her town, all the people that she knew and all of her family. And she survived on M&Ms, by the way. And one of the men who came popped some colored things in her mouth. She didn't know what they were. It turned out they were M&Ms. And the chocolate helped her survive until she could get to a hospital. She had a broken back. She had every single thing wrong. But she survived. She got to America, and she made something of herself. And yet that secret kept her from being the person she wants to be. And I want all of you tonight just to think about your guilt. Think about the part of you that you don't want written up on the county wall. You've carried it too long, and you need to find a way to approach it and to say, yep, that was my guilt, and I accept it, and I'm moving on. And if you have a chance to read The Choice, Embrace the Possible, I really hope you do, because if anyone deserved to let go of something, it would have been Dr. Eager. But all of you do too. I do. You do. Let go of the guilt, the hostility, and the anger, and become your better self. And it's through reading that you're going to do this. You might begin with The Choice. You might begin with, I don't care what, Dr. Seuss. But read, and you'll start seeing something beyond your own self and your own mind. I really hope this can help you. Let me know next week. I know you're in a hurry. Let me know next week, because this is one of the best books that has ever been published. And I hope you can love it as much as I do. And thank you, Danny, for letting me share that.
You know, that was an incredible story. And when you said when she just lifted up one finger, that
Yeah.
really sent
Yeah.
chills down. I mean,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
Story. Yeah.
I just really appreciate,
Unbelievable.
Terri, how you talked about the feeling guilt and shame. And I think that's something, as a formerly incarcerated woman, that I can say people in prison feel a lot of. And it's really important for us to almost embrace and address that, and so that we can overcome it and move forward. Things happen in our past, and we made decisions that we might not be proud of, but we still can do better next time. And like Cowboy Dave always says, make the next right move. Always look for the next right move. And so I really appreciate that aspect and how you pulled that out of that story.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. And thank all of you. I hope that we can look into ourselves and forgive our own selves. We are better than we were yesterday, and we can be better tomorrow. So, like Ray said, here's hoping for a better tomorrow. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Terri. You have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, and next up is Marci Marie and Superintendent Hartman.
Yeah, this is so exciting, y'all. I feel like we have a minor celebrity.
I know.
To have Kristina in the house with us.
Absolutely.
Her job is so massive. And so you are the superintendent, which shout out to a woman superintendent. I love it. Always love it. And so for now, when I was locked up, y'all were in charge of high, but just recently you've taken on higher education.
Yes, and very, very excited about it. So I want to start by saying shout out to all of the Windham students and our higher education students. We have the best students, hands down. Our students outperform community students many times. We learned this from some of our higher education partners that I was with yesterday, and I really appreciate the phenomenal job and effort that they put forth every day. So as you mentioned, we're responsible for providing literacy, high school equivalency, standard high school diploma, career and technical education, and over 40 career pathways that are viable in our Texas workforce, and now partnership with our higher education institutions, in which we have about 20 operating at this time, and efforts to attract more individuals and entities to work within TDCJ. So I feel like I've got the best job in the world. I mean, I get to travel around and visit with to advocate who are extremely our students to know, and perhaps for the listeners that are in other venues and for their family members, that we see them, our legislators see and support them, and our advocacy groups, and we're so appreciative of all of the efforts put forth by our students and those who support them, and the great outcomes that we're seeing in the community in terms of their employment and the difference that they're making in our world.
Thanks so much for that. That's so incredible. And I love that you mentioned that you're hearing about some of our incarcerated students and taking classes, maybe outperforming folks. Wonder measure up. even would ask my professor, like, is this the same curriculum that you give? And so what is the answer to that?
It is. Actually, we had a discussion yesterday. I was in the Gatesville area with 3 of our higher ed partners, and we spoke with the students, particularly those that are in the bachelor's degree program for Texas Women's University who are interested in pursuing a master's degree, which is one of the reasons why we were there having the conversation. And we started talking about the courses that would be in their master's degree program, and the courses are exactly, they work hard, they focus, they put forth energy to succeeding in higher education. And I think that sometimes you see that in the community, and sometimes, I'll use myself as an example, an 18-year-old in college. Certainly our students in the prison setting were a lot more dedicated than I was early on in the career. Now, thankfully, I made it through, and here I am.
Yeah,
Amen.
definitely.
Amen to that.
I was thinking that folks in prison don't have access to laptops or ChatGPT, AI. So it could be a little more challenging. So what we talked about higher education. What career pathways are currently available to Windham ISD? And I know, or to students, and I know that you're also expanding on those. Can we talk about that?
Yes. So, and when I reference Windham students, I'm really talking about those who are in programs but with a Windham instructor and those with our higher education partners. So the career pathways available, and it's on their tablets as well, 10 different career clusters, and needs of the Texas workforce and the industries. So for example, that's jobs for our students. So we take a look at what type of folks do those data centers need? Do they need electricians? Do they need so that folks are getting out of the TDCJ setting and going into a job where they can pay their bills and they can have a good life and they can start planning for taking vacations and things of that nature. I know that's down the road, but that's the way we should be thinking, like jobs with good benefits and jobs that will lead us and our families to have sustainable futures. So I would say some examples. We have some regulated trades like electrical, plumbing, barbering, cosmetology, where we have to do some additional screening because there's an occupational license associated. Then we you mentioned AI and you mentioned laptops. That is actually coming. So we receive funding from our legislature to connect all of our campuses. So that means Wi-Fi in all Windham classrooms, including career and technical education and in the higher education areas. We have recently placed an order for our first 800 laptops that will go into the teachers' classrooms. We're going to start with 5 per teacher at 29 sites and expand from there. When I spoke about the master's degree program that will be coming for the women, that will be an online program. My master's degree was online. That's substantially similar to what's happening. And we have ways to ensure that the access is secure by something called whitelisting, meaning that we provide access to very specific websites. So sorry, no Instagram, but access to things that you need for your higher education. This is critical because we find in our world you have to have digital literacy skills. Right? So how many of you are thinking, I don't know how to use a smartphone, or I don't know how to type a resume or apply for a job? We have got to get you there. And our legislature saw that by granting the funding for us to get connected in all of our sites.
That's amazing. And
it's exciting.
I would have never dreamed that we were that far advanced inside of Texas prisons.
Me either. I'm in shock.
Yeah.
Now, it's not all there yet, right? So
No.
we'll see it in certain places, 29 campuses this year for the rollout, and then we'll continue rolling out to additional campuses. So it's one of the biggest things we hear from our students when we say, what can we do better? That's the question I ask them, how can we better serve you educationally? And usually it has something to do with technology, and our teachers are saying the same thing. Like, we need technology to be substantially similar to the educational services provided in the community.
Well, 100%. That's one of the main barriers that we have when we're getting out of prison and handed a smartphone that we've never, I mean, I didn't even know what an app was when I got home. So, no, that's huge progress, and well done, Windham ISD, for getting that accomplished and started. And I'm super excited, and I hope that y'all on the inside are super excited about that also. You had mentioned really looking at job placement, and when you were talking about the data centers, for example. What are some other examples of you working with employers and community partners to really get access for formerly incarcerated people getting out of prison?
Sure. So, I mean, one of the things is I'll kind of take a step back and say how we prepare our students, first of all, because we serve about 70% of the individuals that release every year. 70% have gone through a Windham program. And about 60,000 people are rejoining our Texas communities every year. So it's impossible to hold the hand of everyone and take them directly to an employer. So we have to equip them with the skills to engage with employers effectively. And part of that conversation is, well, you have to be the best candidate, right? So don't get discouraged if you don't get the first job. And you also have to have a chance, right? They have to be willing to give you an opportunity. So we do a lot of groundwork in terms of engaging employers, working with our licensing agencies, our Texas Workforce Commission, to help message that, and of course TDCJ's Reentry and Rehabilitation Division. But at the end of the day, we tell our students, if you go to an interview and you feel that you are the best candidate, or you feel that you're at least a viable candidate, you've had a good interview, and they tell you, we wish we could hire you, but we don't hire because of conviction history. We need to connect with that employer. We need to know who they are. Call us back. We won't specifically advocate for you, but we will inform and educate the employer about what happens when someone is in prison. Because what's the perception? It's what you see on TV, the movies. That's not someone sitting in a classroom bettering themselves. That's not someone learning electrical. That's not someone getting their CDL. That's not someone driving heavy equipment, which I saw in the Gatesville area yesterday. So having us reach out to the employers, provide them either virtually with some information and photos and telling the story, inviting them in to visit the facilities, because what we get in return when employers do hire our students are calls back saying, this is the best employee I have. He or she comes to work every day. Their customer service is great. Their de-escalation skills are great because they've taken cognitive or changes or something through their life coaches, assistance from their field ministers. Those are the calls that I get from employers. So it's really incumbent on us to continue to expand that reach, to have opportunities like this where we can talk and ask our audiences, like, hey, if you know employers, talk to them about what's happening in the prison and talk about the good things, and invite them in. I think that in corrections, we haven't always had our doors open for people, right? And that's where I'm seeing a shift also. We want people to come in and tell us what we can do better, right? We also want them to support our successes. So when we're doing something well, we'd like to hear about that too. And a big part of that is, again, feedback from our students, feedback from our graduates and our former students, and feedback from our community members.
I'll say that we had a conversation before we came on air, and you were talking about being in Gatesville and looking at master's program for women, which we are so excited about because we've been wanting that for so long. And you talked about the degree pathways available and how you came up with that pathway. And so who kind of guided that? Who told you what they wanted? Yeah.
So, right, we went into the classrooms yesterday and we spent 3 hours with students, and the conversation, the higher ed partners presented a bit about what they have to offer, some program descriptions, and then we said, we're going to go around the room and we want every single one of you to tell us what you're interested in doing. And I had my laptop out and we noted everything and then we tallied it up, and here's the winner, right? And again, the students had some good information to go on, and we also identified some other areas that we're not yet offering and made the determination that we need to open up multiple pathways. So some people love math and science, right? Some people love business. Some people love sociology, working in the nonprofit fields, working in the social services. So I think that we need to have both of those pathways available for the students, because your education is a huge investment. It's an investment in time, it's a financial investment, and it's an investment in your future. So I think that, again, we've gotten so much better in my 23 years in education and corrections, and really seeking the feedback of those who we are serving, because ultimately it impacts them. So why wouldn't we ask them what they're interested in doing and how we can better serve them?
And that's incredible, because as a formerly incarcerated person, y'all on the inside already know, we have people making decisions about our lives, about the way we need to live, about what we need to be taught, and we're not asked very often. So we're definitely appreciative of you talking to those students in Gatesville and finding out what they needed. And I think I think that's super huge. And we got our Cowboy Dave, which I want y'all to know, he's wearing his cowboy hat. I was trying to figure out how he did that with his headphones on, but he's got his headphones on backwards. I'm going to take a picture and post it, and I'll tag the prison show so y'all see it. It's he ain't taking that hat off, y'all.
I gotta have the hat on. The only time it comes off is riding a motorcycle.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I want to make sure that if Danny has any questions, and also just open it up, Kristina, if there's other things that you want to share about some of the incredible work that Windham's doing, and also to say that we're very appreciative as I'm not here as Lioness tonight. However, your willingness to also consult formerly incarcerated people with some changes and positive moves. So, yeah.
Sure. So I guess one of the other things I'll add that I think is really exciting about Windham, and when people ask what we've accomplished over the last several years, and this is with the consent of TDCJ and the support, I want to tell you that my interactions with TDCJ at the level of administration are very positive. They're always very supportive of what we're intending on doing. So our person-centered language, use of person-centered language, and this has changed in the Echo newspaper, which I think is also on the tablets. It's changed in our communication with students and with residents, right? It has changed in terms of education and corrections instead of correctional education, always putting the person first. So when we say things like formerly incarcerated individual or person, we flip it around and say person who is formerly incarcerated, right? You always want to put the person first. And I encourage our students to do that and to practice appropriate terminology that's in the community. I can think of a few examples of things that made me scratch my head, like what is a picket, right? No one knows what that is. The free world, okay? What year are we in here now? I feel like we're in the Cold War, right? Those are terms that get ingrained in folks in a certain setting. They get ingrained in staff also. And it's something that when you come out into the community, it's going to be foreign to the people around you. So I would say, I would encourage students and residents to start practicing the communication that you intend on using in the community, the communication that you'll need to use with employers and that you'll need to use with community members. So I'm proud of the shift that we've made there. We've updated our policies. Our staff have received this guidance. They receive annual training. Our board is in support, and a shout out to our board as well. They're amazing and always supportive. So yeah, I think that's really, aside from, again, shouting out our students and telling them how smart and capable they are and how grateful I am to be able to lead the district.
Well, you brought up the Echo. How did we miss that? We can't not talk about the
Absolutely.
Echo.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Sure.
Yeah.
It really is. And the fact that the women now have a say in it. They're reporters, or there's staff on site, correct? What unit is that?
That's at the Lane Murray, Dr. Lane Murray, which first superintendent of Windham, first woman superintendent in Texas. That was a suggestion that came to us from Ms. Jennifer Toon, who said it would make a whole lot of sense if you had this available for women to contribute. And we said, well, yes, it would. Let's go ahead and fix that. The Echo is a newspaper written by the residents, for the residents, keeping them up to date, interviews and different things related to employers, what's going on in TDCJ. And as I mentioned, completely has shifted to person-centered language over the last several years.
And how do we get an interview?
Who do you want to interview with? Oh, you want to interview with the Echo?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think I'm the managing editor or something like that.
We had an interview.
And they didn't publish it.
And they didn't publish it, yeah.
Well, here's what I would recommend. You should send the superintendent an email and ask about that. I would think that we would need to
bet I
update
can
it
do
at
that.
this point.
Yeah.
Yes. I know her well. So.
Yeah.
Because I think it was last year, right, David?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. They interviewed us, and then...
They did a story on... Jason Clark instead.
Oh, shoot.
Well, we do.
Well,
we do
like
love Jason Clark.
Yeah.
We do, right? Yeah.
I guess it was a bigger story.
Why don't you get back in touch and we'll look into that? I know that
it was right after we got on the tablet. So we wanted everybody to know, because we hit every incarcerated individual in TDCJ now. They're able to listen to us on the tablets.
I'll consider it as long as you say individual who is incarcerated instead of incarcerated individual. Person first.
Individual who I like that.
Individual
though.
who is incarcerated. I'm a woman who is formerly incarcerated.
Yep.
And
Well, I was thinking about that the other day, because where I work at, it's an apartment complex, but right down the middle of it, it's like the bowling alley. And so I was talking to somebody, and I said, well, I was out on the bowling alley a while ago, and it dawned on me, no, we're going to call that the breezeway or the sidewalk or something different.
Yeah. No, I think that's incredible. And I'll just say, for those of y'all that are listening on your tablets right now, you better be telling your bunkie that you can listen to the prison show on their tablet. If y'all ain't telling people, I'm coming for you. I'm coming your way. Tell your friends to listen on the tablet, and so you can get all the news, because y'all want to know what's happening out here, and we want to share it.
We sure do. We love sharing. And the way you said it was incredible. Person who was formerly incarcerated.
Always put the person first, and tell them to sign up for school too, Marci.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes. And we're getting the times up, but no, yes, sign up for school, please. We were in Plain State Jail recently talking to students about how important education is, and what else are y'all doing? Sign up for something. Goodness gracious, it helps you pass your time.
But Domino's are fun.
Hey, 42. I've been on that 42 table all day, having to leave the game. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We can throw some bones in class too, right? It's math and counting.
It is, yeah.
It's you have to balance. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we really enjoyed having you on.
Thanks so much. Appreciate
Just don't
you
tell
all.
Jason I got to drive the Windham Mobile. I mean, I don't want to get in trouble.
Dave, you're on air.
Oh, shit.
Look, I'm going to tell him that I had to valet park because someone doesn't know how to back a vehicle in. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thanks so much, Kristina.
Thank you. All right. Wasn't that incredible? I'm so excited.
And what a joy that she came all the way to Houston to join us.
I know. Oh, yeah. We love you. I know everyone loves you, and they're going to be listening. I know that. All right. Now we got Nicole with the Rusty Diamond Network. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Nicole.
Oh, my. I am totally flabbergasted right now.
Wasn't that such good information?
Oh my God. I literally feel like the air was just let out for me. 8 years of beating my head against the wall with these women. And I too am a woman that was formerly incarcerated, and I'm coming up on 8 years of that anniversary here in April. And one of the things that I worked with hundreds of women over these years, and, getting these types of opportunities in education. And I myself, when I was incarcerated, it was, it's just constantly so important to stay on top of it, and the I-60s and the process to get in it. And it just sounds like now things are really becoming a lot more cohesive, because a lot of what I've spent my time doing with my diamonds is, I'm cold calling employers and pitching them almost like a recruiter would do, and, trying to open those doors and find employers that, I can partner with and get, formerly incarcerated people in there. And I mean, it's just, there's so much that you just said that for 8 years we've been screaming from the rooftops, and I'm just so glad to hear it. And I hope everybody's really excited. And, it's been tough lately with paroles. I've noticed that I do a lot of parole hearings, work with UT Law and some pro bono attorneys, and I've noticed that even minor cases and things that where before somebody had mentioned about the shame and the blame and the accountability and things like that about, what got us behind the wall is so important. And we focus so much on that, right, for a parole hearing and in preparing and also in just the mentorship while you're inside, leading up to that point. And to hear that thought process is being, dovetailed into the education and how important that is, and what a life-changing, I've watched people go from living in, sober living homes and struggling, and I'm giving them bus money and picking them up and taking them places to all of a sudden they're working in a call center, and they took their skills that they had that they were maybe not using for good before, and now turning that hustle into a great salesperson, and now they've just bought a house. I've got another one who's getting ready to be a grandmother and getting ready to get married, and it's exciting to hear, because a lot of us out here that work in this reentry and with the women while they're behind the walls and when they come out, to have that support and that like-minded thinking is so critical. And especially right now with kind of some of the trends that I'm seeing with parole, it's just more imperative and important to have all the opportunities that we can, especially as women. We don't have near the opportunities the men have. And so to hear that is just fantastic. So I'm literally flabbergasted. I'm so excited.
Nicole, you talked about looking at talking to employers about opening doors for people that are formerly incarcerated. Hey, that first person-centered language. Can you tell us, like, what can community members do or talk to their employers? What do you say when you're talking and when you're pitching? Tell us your pitch.
Well, you said it. Somebody said it earlier. They become the best employees, and the reason why we are is because we have so much skin in the game. It is so hard for us to get that job because we have a felony on our record, because we have prison under our belt, that we really appreciate it in such a way, and we know how imperative it is to be 2 steps ahead of everything, because we're always making sure that we're doing what's right and keeping that job that's so precious. There's this sense of responsibility for your life after you've lost it all and you're behind those walls and don't have, any of the freedoms and even things like turning on a light switch. I mean, it's just such basic things you don't think about. And like, it feels like the Cold War era. That's so true. And we're kind of catching up a little. Pitching that to an employer and giving them specific examples. I have mentor diamonds now that are in jobs that have references that I can use when I'm calling into these other employers. And then my background in corporate helps me, using things like LinkedIn and things like that to network. Hence, we're Rusty Diamond Network. That's really what we do, is bridge the diamonds to whatever, it is that they're in need of to, move forward in their life. So once an employer hears that, that is really the best line, is this is going to be your best employee, and here's why. And that's so important to get across. And then I formed that relationship because the proof is once they're there and they see it, then they're like, okay, you got any more for me? It's great.
Now, are you helping? I know at one point you're up in the Dallas area, correct?
Yeah, but I work all over the state. But
okay.
Yes, I'm based in the Dallas-Plano area.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, if you help people all over the state and employers. You're in contact with employers down here in Houston?
Absolutely, all over, and actually nationwide, because a lot of companies might not even be based here. It just depends on where the connection is and my in is, whether it's via connection on LinkedIn or my past work history or through a friend. I mean, that's what's important out here for all of us, too, is to be getting this message out that we make the best employees and we are good employees, and here is why. And it makes sense. It's like all of a sudden a light bulb goes on somebody's head when you say it to them, and they're like, you know what, that really does make sense. It's like, would you rather hire this person that you already know the things that they've had in their life with issues and things like that? I mean, you're getting somebody that you have a lot more depth and knowledge about than somebody that walks in off of Indeed or one of those, websites or what have you. You're getting a referral, and that is somebody that's vetted. And so it kind of turns the argument on its head. Oh, you got a felony? Nope. Check the box. The whole box thing, right? That's a whole other story. But it turns that on its head and says, yeah, check the box, because guess what? I am completely transparent. Here is everything about me, and you're getting it all. You're not necessarily getting that from the other candidate.
Nobody works harder than somebody fighting to rebuild their life. And so,
amen.
Yeah. So definitely appreciate.
And Nicole, maybe a couple years ago you had mentioned that there were not a lot of programs for women in the women's prisons. Have you seen that increase?
A little bit. I've seen it morph more than anything, which makes me, and just the contacts that I have at higher levels within TDCJ, I'm aware of the shift. It's just, I don't know why it's so much slower for the women than the men, but I think we're getting there. And having Windham here tonight and and the language you're using and the things you're saying. I mean, it seems to me like that is a huge step forward and massive progress for us, that we can kind of catch up, because that's what it always feels like, right? We're spinning our wheels, and I'm constantly just like trying to chase. And if we had more of the system on our side saying, hey, we get this and we're going to support you in this, then all of us out here that do, what we do as volunteers and in this reentry world and mentorship really can support much better having people rallying around us, where we're not just kind of isolated out here onesie twosie calling this place or doing this, or it's always constantly chasing the rabbit, right? It's going to give it a little bit more consistency. This is the first I've heard where it's, even when I've been on like the annual calls or any of the updates, this has teeth in it, and that's what we need. And I think our legislature is obviously ponying up, because now they're saying, okay, we're going to support Windham in this, and since it's a school district, it's something they're familiar with and they understand. I think once we get some of these programs rolled out, because we've been fighting for this for years. I've been on multiple committees to try to get these programs, do all this. Open those doors, and we'll have even more opportunities and more programs and more trades and things like that we need.
No, I think you're exactly right. And I mean, Kristina blew my wig back when she said laptops.
Yeah.
Yes. Never would have dreamed that would have happened. And so, yeah, I want, Nicole, I'm learning how to help Danny.
Yeah,
she's such an amazing host.
I can't see anything.
We're getting the one.
Oh, we're getting the one. We're getting the
one finger.
You're lucky it's that finger.
I appreciate that, Dave.
I usually get the other one. Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
So he's using manners tonight. Nicole, am I going to say your line? I almost
you
said
say
your
it.
line.
Say it.
Nicole, how do people find you?
Very good. Well, first, let me just real quick shout out to my girls at Lane, at Coleman, at Hobby, at Crane. I'm thinking about you girls, and I love you. You can reach me via mail at 7801 Alma Drive, number 74, Plano, Texas, 75074. I'm also rustydiamond.org. That's our website. You can contact me there if you have family members, anybody needs help on the women's side with reentry or parole or anything else. Reach out to me there, and Prison Diamond as well on socials.
Well, we appreciate you being on. Thank you so much, Nicole.
This was great, y'all. I feel like rejuvenated. Thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like it's girls' night.
Yeah, I do
know,
too.
Right? I needed this.
And then we're going to welcome a man.
Yes. Come on in, Abe.
Yeah. Thank you, Nicole.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye-bye.
Blessings.
Same to you. All right, now let's enter the man of the evening, Mr. Abe. How are you?
I'm doing just fine, and I'm actually grateful for all of you, Dr. Terri and Marci and Kristina and Nicole. This has been a great conversation. But your comment there about all women, it made me remember when I was on the Guns N' Roses tour for Amnesty International many years ago. Axl Rose came on the stage one time wearing a T-shirt that says, "No one knows I'm a lesbian." So that's my line for tonight. Ask David, do you take your hat off in the shower?
Oh, yeah, I do there too. I guess there's three things I do without my
Hello?
hat.
Uh-oh.
You can't hear me? I said there's three things I do without my hat. I ride my motorcycle, I take a shower, and you can figure the other one out.
Sleep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Abe. Can you hear us?
Yeah, he can't hear me for some reason.
I usually say that. I wish I could hear you.
Oh, no.
Hey, Abe, are you there?
Oh, no.
We lost Abe.
We lost him. It must have been,
Well, I told you it was girls' night.
yeah, that's it. That's it. We
Well, hopefully he'll call back.
I know. And he's
Linda still got him on the air. Linda, answer that phone and see if he's still there.
I'll say that shout out to my Lane Murray girls, too, with
There,
that
he's on the
Echo's
other line.
office in there. Here comes Abe.
Yeah, here he's going to come back. Or we think that's Abe. Yeah. Throw him on. Hey,
Okay.
Hey.
Can you hear me now?
When we can hear the bump, bump, bump in the background. There we go. All right, Abe. Let's take
two.
Take two.
Take
Go ahead.
two. All right. Well, I was starting to. You heard my opening line, and now the other question I had was to David. Do you take your hat off in the shower?
Yeah, well, we found about 3 or 4 things that I do without the hat.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. So
sound like Smokey and the Bandit, huh?
Exactly. So, I'm just grateful to be with you all. I was just digging around for some good news to share, and I put a bunch of links in the chat, and there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about tonight, and I may not get to it all. So do check the links in the chat. But a couple of bits of good news. Well, I guess it's good news that we're having some impact in the movement that there's been recently. Sonny Burton in Alabama got a commutation and is not going to be executed, and he's doing very well, and that's good news. James Broadnax is getting some traction on his claims, and that's good news, and we will be watching to see where that goes. I'll talk about that more in a moment. And also, kind of good and bad news, but Sandra Reed, Rodney Reed's mother, is doing better. She has been in the hospital, and it was in the ICU for a couple of days, but now she's doing better, I'm told. In a conversation with Roderick I had earlier today, Rodney's brother, that's some good news there. However, the bad news, and there's a lot of bad news, is that on Monday we heard from the U.S. Supreme Court that Rodney Reed was denied his claim. I'm not exactly sure what the question was that they were looking at, but the Supreme Court denied him. It was on a question of DNA evidence, and the vote was 6-3. And I put a link to Justice Sotomayor's dissent, and I'm going to read just the last part of it. She said, "It is inexplicable why the Bastrop County District Attorney's Office refuses to allow DNA testing of the belt that was used to kill Stacey Stites, despite the very substantial possibility that such testing could exculpate Reed and identify the real killer. It is also inexplicable why the courts below did not proceed with more caution and carefully consider each of Reed's arguments, especially given that his claim implicates the constitutionally intolerable possibility of the execution of an innocent person." And she says further, the court should vacate the Fifth Circuit's judgment and remand the case for the Fifth Circuit to address Reed's arguments in the first instance. Because the court refuses to do so, the state will likely execute Reed without the world ever knowing whether Reed or Fennell's DNA is on the murder weapon, even though a simple DNA test could reveal that information. I respectfully dissent. And with that, I'm told that the Innocence Project has more things to file in that case, so hopefully there won't be a date set anytime soon. But shout out to you.
Hang on, Abe.
Sorry about that, Abe.
Yes,
that's all right. Shout out to Rodney Reed, and if you're listening, and just keep Sandra Reed in your prayers for her speedy healing. And there's a link to a GoFundMe to help Roderick. He's been taking time off to be present to help his mother. And of course, when you take time off from that kind of a job that he's got, then you don't get the income. So if you can help Roderick out, that link is in the chat. So there's that. I also, just so I don't lose the opportunity to do so, I want to make sure I give a big shout out to John Lucio, Melissa Lucio's son. Also shout out to Melissa, if you're listening. They're actually both now in prisons in Gatesville, just about a mile apart from each other, and hopefully maybe they'll get a visit. But John's just got a couple more months to do on his sentence, so have it all complete. And John, just so great to hear from you the other day, and Bob and Charles also send their greetings. I'll be talking to Bob in a few minutes after we're done. So shout out to you. And again, Thursday came and went without a ruling in favor of freeing Melissa Lucio. So we check every Thursday morning when the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals hands down its orders, and it is just nuts. that it's been 16 months now since the last filings, and you have the judge and the prosecutor saying she should be freed. So there's that. Now, other bad news, today in Florida, James Duckett, who is scheduled to be killed on Tuesday, received the results of DNA testing, and it came back inconclusive, which means that the state is already asking for the stay in his case to be vacated, and yet the forensic sciences, the state's own DNA expert, has said that further evaluation is necessary from a different expert, and that's what the lawyers in that case are hoping to extend the time for another expert to evaluate that and see if they can understand what's up with. But James Duckett has always maintained his innocence, and he is scheduled to be killed on Tuesday. So as soon as the office opens on Monday morning, we're asking people to call Governor DeSantis and demand that he halt that execution. You can find information. Again, I put the link in the comments on this Facebook program, and also you can find, of course, a lot of this information on the petitions at deathpenaltyaction.org. Next up after James is Chadwick Willesee in Florida on April 21st. There's lots of issues that he's litigating, not about guilt or innocence, but about the fairness of his trial, the fact that his juries were never unanimous, and the fact that he filed arguments about the problems that Florida is having with its record keeping around lethal injections and some shenanigans going on around that. And of course, 1 week after his lawyer filed asking for information about those issues, they set a date for him. So that's that. Next up after that, in Texas, James Broadnax on April 30th. I mentioned good news in his case, and that is that he's getting traction and attention. I had assumed wrongly that this was a law of parties case. There are two people that were involved in a murder, and the story that James is telling now is that he agreed with his co-defendant that he would say he did the shooting, so that his co-defendant, who already had priors, would maybe not face the death penalty. And now, about a month ago, I guess, or a few weeks, the co-defendant has submitted an affidavit saying that he's actually the one that did the killing, and James did not. And therefore, James is innocent. Because James wasn't charged under the law of parties, should they actually get heard in court, he could maybe get relief and not be susceptible to the death penalty under the law of parties. So we're going to be watching that. God bless them that they've been able to get some traction on this. And the other bits of traction, in his case, of course, they struck down the black jurors. That's being litigated. And also, they used as part of the evidence to suggest future dangerousness, they used the lyrics, James Broadnax's rap lyrics that he had written to suggest that, look what he's saying, he's a future danger. So you have to ask yourself, does Johnny Cash, is he a future danger because he shot a man in Reno? Lyrics, you should have freedom of speech, and so that argument's being made too. We'll see what goes on. But James, shout out to you, and Death Penalty Action has a petition for you, and we're just grateful that you're getting all the attention. Rap artists are involved and have submitted a friend of the court brief to the U.S. Supreme, or to whichever court is going on with this at this point. So that's happening. Got to keep moving quickly here. We've got Raymond Johnson is next up in Oklahoma. You can actually a really interesting podcast conversation he had with his spiritual advisor that's in the chat there, and also on his petition. And heads up, his clemency hearing in Oklahoma is on April 8th. So if people want to write a letter to the parole board asking that he not be executed, get that in the mail right away, sign the petition. That's just a week from Wednesday is April 8th, so watch out for that. Then you have be on the 4th. By the way, here's the other thing that we're watching in Texas. The next execution in Texas is going to be the 599th. And I do want to say, I know all of you are people and you're not numbers, but at the same time, round numbers are what the media pays attention to, and it gives us a moment to talk about these issues and highlight them. So the next execution, whoever it is the 599th. And what that means is that The one after that is number 600. And I'll say right now, we may have to juggle the schedule a little bit because I'm going to be in Texas, and I want to come and be in the studio with you all when I'm in Texas around May, sometime in mid-May, around that execution on the 14th, if it goes forward. So there's that. Then we've got in Arizona on the 20th, Larry McGill. On the 21st in Tennessee, Tony Carruthers, which means that if you're anywhere near Nashville, we'll be marching from the prison to the Capitol on that Sunday, the March for Mercies on May 17th, in advance of the next Tennessee execution on the 21st. And then we have to jump in terms of scheduled executions all the way to August. We've got Darrell Hines in Tennessee, Krista Pike in Tennessee in September, John Rubio in Texas in November, Gary Sutton, another guy with a really strong innocence claim, in December back in Tennessee. We have more dates that are being set in 2 dates have been requested that are pending to be set in Alabama. And, of course, we expect more dates to be set in Florida every week to 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So those are that's kind of the schedule of what's coming up. And just check my notes here. I think I've covered all the things that I wanted to make sure to cover. And, yeah, so I'm on my way tomorrow, or Sunday rather, to Utah. I'll be taking Randy Gardner and some other folks. Randy Gardner, his brother was executed by firing squad. And we're going to be confronting the companies that are building the new firing squad facility in Idaho. We'll be doing that in Salt Lake City on Monday and in Idaho, in Boise on Tuesday. And so those are the things I wanted to make sure to report on. I also want to make sure to wish everybody a happy Passover and a happy Easter and a happy Eid. If you did that, that was over about a week ago, I guess, or last week. So Eid Mubarak to all of you who are Muslims. And finally, I received, I did want to mention also, John Lucio told me he's listening on his tablet to this show, and he listens every week. And lots of other people do too. So shout out again to John, and just know people are listening. So I got a letter from a woman in prison in Maryland, Vanessa, and I can't read this last name. And Vanessa, if you're listening, I lost the envelope that your letter came. It's probably here in this mess on my desk. But I don't know how to write you back because you didn't put your address in and I can't read your last name here on the letter. So anyway, but Vanessa wrote just to give me some information and say that she listens to the prison show, and she just wanted to know how she could help as a prisoner behind the cinder block walls to work against the death penalty. And the answer to that is talk about it. Talk about it with other people. Give people the opportunity to talk through the issues, and whatever a person may deserve. And there are lots of people who deserve whatever they get coming. We can't trust government with the power to kill, and people should be given another chance. If you can live politely, if you can live as a upstanding citizen, even within prison, then you should have a chance to live out your life. And again, we can hold people accountable for their crimes and be safe from people who are still dangerous without executing people. And we know that because that's what we do in the vast majority of cases. So tell people that. Talk about those issues and just give people the opportunity to talk about it, and then plant seeds of doubt on the issues where they think we have to have executions for whatever reason. There's an opportunity to counter that simply by giving people more food for thought about those issues. Finally, if you want to reach us, Death Penalty Action, our new address is P.O. Box 212. Oh, shoot. I got to look it up because it jumped out of my head. Here we go.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
It's happening more and more. That Alzheimer's thing's going to catch up with me. P.O. Box 27212 in Columbus, Ohio, 43227. So again, P.O. Box 27212, Columbus, Ohio, 43227. And Danny, I owe you a phone call still. I'll be in touch. And thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.
Abe, thanks so much for your incredible work across the country. And, just much appreciation.
Much
Just
appreciated.
grateful to be able to do it, and for all the people that make it possible, and I'm just glad to be in this struggle with all of you.
Abe, you can crash girls' night anytime.
That's right, you can.
Okay, I'll be down there in May.
Well, we look forward to seeing you, and you have a great weekend.
Okay, and everybody get out there for No King's Day tomorrow, wherever you are, somewhere close. Is a bunch of people standing up there asking for the rule of law, and no people that don't. There's so much I could say, and I'll just leave it. We want the rule of law, and we want people to follow the Constitution, and that's enough reason to get out there, hold your sign, honk your horn, be out there tomorrow for No King's Day. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Abe.
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Empty pockets got you sitting, trying to get your bands up. I ain't little no more, it's time to man up. Treat my paper with some manners. Like, do you want to bow? Yes, sir. Do you want it all? Yes, sir. And so I'm working double time over grinding, trying to make sure my kids be shining. Holding down on top of the grind, they just trying to multiply. For the paper, I'll be buying. If I check out, I'm trying to go out style. 2 chains, grip my heater, lay in the bank. 2 chains, grip my heater, lay in the bank. Live by the code. Never talk, never told. Never talk, never fold.
Yeah, I'm about my paper. Don't you make no mistake. Either make it or take it. But I got the most major. They just switch around and let it real world play now. I'm a ball like a Laker. Yeah, how to aim in the game. Just my word and my rep. Just my gun and my razor. If you ever forget, just see rule number 1. Don't you play with my paper.
You keep it real in this bitch. You can talk this shit you want, but you get killed in this bitch. Keep the smoke up in the wind and chunk the bill in this bitch. Keep the thing up on the side, we in the field with the shit. Crunching numbers, talking low, the richest people. Hold his eyes up on me, telling me your drip, I see it. Hadn't that it's on the east, my nigga. They see this. In the session, getting blunt and steady blowing either. Flip a whip, they hit the clip, my nigga. Misbehaving, politicking with the fam, my nigga really made it. Keep it dipping through the traffic of these niggas hating. Plotting numbers next before I go and get it, baby. Hit the ocean, drive a slide around, ain't nothing to it. Pop a seal down the speed and let me sip this fluid. Glad I swerve and hit the curb, my nigga flipping units. Me and Kevin in this bitch, just gonna get the music.
Don't you make no mistake. Either make it or take it. But I got the most major. They just switch around and let it real world play now. I'm a ball like a Laker. Yeah, how to aim in the game. Just my word and my rep. Just my gun and my razor. If you ever forget, just see rule number 1. Don't you play with my paper. Yeah, if you ever forget, just see rule number 1. Don't you play with my paper.
right.
That was Droopy Marina's formerly incarcerated individual.
Individual
who's formerly incarcerated.
I got it backwards again. Huh? Oh, man. I tried. I'll give it that, Pat.
Yeah, it takes practice.
Yeah.
But Kristina's going to have us all whipped into shape.
When he first made Parole, he was on the show, and he didn't do so hot that night, did he, Danny?
No.
He tried, but he was shy. And so we ended
Yeah.
up playing one of his old songs. But now he's jamming. He's got his own label and everything.
He has his own label?
Yeah, that's what that is right there.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah, he went out on his own. He jamming.
Yeah. What's the name of his label?
I'd have to look it up.
You should know these things.
Oh, yeah, but you shouldn't ask me. I know the name of the song. The name of the song is Paper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't mess with my paper.
Don't mess with, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was too busy yelling at Ken over here because he has the camera up on me so close.
We got to see your pretty face.
Very nice. Yes, exactly.
My hair looks like a fur ball.
Well, at least he's not looking up at you. He's, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's an unfortunate. No. All right. We need to get to some phone calls because
Or get Jason up there. Let him do his mentor.
Ah, come on, Jason.
Come on, Jason.
Yeah, that's excellent. And y'all, I thought that Jason walked in and I recognized him and I assumed it was from social media, but I'm just going to plug my own podcast on the Rec Yard Women's Prison Podcast. That's how I know Jason, because you watch on the Rec Yard. Put those headphones on, Jason.
And get up on that mic.
You have to get all up.
It's a
on
1970. No, those are probably 85. It's a 1985 mic.
1985 mic, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Jason Wysong. For those who can see me on camera now, I know there's several requests that are in the studio and be on camera. And I serve as the volunteer executive director for the Christian Restorative Justice Mentors Association. And many of you have heard me every other week or so. I call in and give what I like to call a mentor moment. And so, I always start out with, it's so good to be here. And for everyone who can hear my voice, across the fruited plain from sea to shining sea. Hello, everyone. So I'll start out with my shout-outs, as I always do. Shout out first and foremost to the mentoring program that I always start out with, the Walls Unit. So shout out to Eric, Buddy, to Corey, to Clint, and all the brothers. It was good to see you last Saturday. Look forward to seeing you again next month. A final shout out to David Wall Street Adams, who just went home this last month he just went home. So happy for you, brother. Mr. Rincon, who is also on his way home next week. Shout out to my brand new mentee at the Ferguson unit, to Alec. Alec, it was a pleasure to meet you this last week, and I look forward to working with you in the future here next month. RD, I did receive your message, brother, and I'll try to shoot you a message back here very soon. Shout out to Mr. McGee and to all the guys at the Ellis unit. I just learned that you were on lockdown this weekend, unfortunately, and so we'll be missing you, but hopefully we can catch back up with you again next month. So a lot of you guys, one more shout out to my brothers at the Beto unit and the Cofield unit, and to the Toastmaster Club guys. Hey guys, I was just thinking about you again, and I remember that I had such a great time judging your competition, and I look forward to, I think there's another one coming up in June, so I'll be back for that, so look forward to that. So I know many of you have written to me, and you've when you see me at your unit, you tell me how much that you appreciate my mentor moment, or also some call it is like just words of wisdom that I write up for you guys. So this evening, I would like to, as I always do, I want to encourage you, lift your spirits, and challenge you to speak some words of wisdom to those around you. And so to do that, now you'll want to get out your notepad and your pen, because I've got a little acronym for you. And that acronym is SPEAK. So as in speak words of wisdom. So the first letter of SPEAK is, of course, S. So that stands for survey. Survey the fruit of your words. Are you about to say something that will lift someone up, encourage someone, or something that will tear someone down? The next letter is for purify. Purify, or check the intention behind your words before you speak them. What is the intention behind your words? Is it to boast, gain favor, or again, is it to harm someone? E stands for encourage. Encourage someone with intentionality always. A is for avoid. Avoid careless speak. Avoid careless speech. Think about what you say before you say it. And finally, K is for know. Know when to speak. Oftentimes, there's a time to speak and there's a time to listen. There's a time to offer feedback and there's a time to receive it. Another exercise that I like to use to sort of filter what I'm going to say sometimes when I'm in situations is this. Is it true? Is it necessary? And is it life-giving? So an example that I use is if I had, let's say I had a bird making a nest on top of my head, okay? Now, I would greatly appreciate you letting me know that I have a bird on my head, that I need to get rid of the bird, right? However, if I had a stain on my shirt, right, in the middle of the day, and you came up and told me that, well, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it in that moment, right? I can't go home, I can't change my shirt, and so now I'm just going to feel self-conscious and bad that I've stain on my shirt. So that's not especially life-giving to that person. Now, a better approach to that might be wait until the end of the day when they have the opportunity to change their shirt so they're not feeling bad about it all day. So that is my little mentor moment for today, and I always include a little verse, and that is, do not let an unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. And that's out of Ephesians 4:29. Thank you, Prison Show, everyone, for having me, and I'll look forward to sharing with you again next time. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Jason, so much. And I love that. I love that speak. Yes. Words of wisdom. I love it. Yes. We all need to heed that, especially at work for some of us.
Some radio show producers need to.
Amen.
Not to mention any names.
Yeah, no names. No, absolutely not. All right. And we have another Jason, I believe, that's been holding for a while. I think he was on another line. Then jumped to this one. Hey, Jason.
Hi, Miss Danny. And hello to everybody on the Prison Show. I just want to give a little bit of feedback since I've been released from prison. And, I'm on parole, so it's a bit of a challenge, and I have quite a big project tonight with all the list of names that I have, because I've added names to my list. Okay, so I'm going to do my shout-outs, Miss Danny. And the first one is, looks like El Jahara. He's on the Robertson unit. Shabazz, I don't know what unit he's on. Nico, he's on the Robertson unit. Joseph Wernley, he's on a unit here in Texas. Little J, hey, Little J, on the All Red unit. Walter Brown, Paul, he's in a facility for parole in Odessa, Texas. Jonas Harris, I don't know what unit you're on, but hey, Little Dre on the Robertson unit, Jeremy on the Robertson unit, Alexis on the Robertson unit, Deveridge on the Robertson unit, Cody Hill, I don't know what unit you're on, Kenyon Caldwell, I also don't know what unit you're on, Rodney on the Robertson unit, a.k.a. Peaches on the Bill Clemens unit, Joe on the Michael Trustee Camp, Victor Galando, I don't know what unit you're on, Billy Stell, saying I don't know what unit you're on, Rob on the Michael Trustee Camp, Christopher on the Robertson unit. A special shout out to my nephew, Logan Sharon. Rod on the Michael Trustee Camp. Diamond wants me to give a special shout out to Allie at the Harris County Correctional Facility. Gadget wants me to give a special shout out to Lynn on the Skyview unit. Special shout out to Angela in Jefferson County Corrections. This shout out says, keep your head up. I love you and I'll see you soon. Norman on the Wayne White unit. And all of my friends and everybody that's still there on the trustee camp on Michael unit, I'm thinking about y'all, and I haven't forgotten y'all. And, you know, I wish I could be there at the prison show, but that's in Houston, you know. So I also want to give a shout-out to Miss Danny, Madame Linda, and David, everybody at the prison show. And a big, big thank you for making this happen.
Well, thank you, Jason. We appreciate you so much. And we can tell you've been listening for a while.
Yes, ma'am, I have. And I've been listening for almost 2 years. And I just started watching the video version. I think it was last year that I started watching the video version. And I've been telling everybody about your show. I give your address and that you have YouTube and that you have Facebook. And, you know, I'm limited on what I can do, but I'm doing the best that I can to keep my promises.
Well, we appreciate you, Jason, and I know everyone else appreciates you on the inside. Thank you so much, and we hope you...
Miss Linda and Miss Danny and David, I watched y'all's video, and that really touched me. You know, knowing you all as individuals on the Edovo.
Well, we really appreciate you, man. It means a lot to us.
Yep. It really has touched my life. It really has changed my life because the prison show was there for me whenever nobody else was.
We're still here for you, brother. And if you do come to Houston, come on down. Every Friday night,
Alrighty,
we're here.
I sure will.
All right.
Alrighty, thank y'all for listening to me.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly. Yeah, we love that. Okay.
What do you want to do? You want to go to Eva?
Yeah, let's do Eva.
Hey Trey, good morning. How are you? So yeah, on this shout out, I want to try something. It might maybe get a little bit painful for your ears. I'm not sure. We'll see. So tell me, are you ready? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, in your hand, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs Yeah, well, I'm not really sure if this was a good idea, but now it's too late. Well, in case, I would like to apologize to you all who listened. But if it maybe brought a little smile to your face, then it was maybe worth it. Anyway, when you're listening to this, then I'm already in Hamburg. So maybe hopefully with a pint of beer in my hand. So you could still do, or try to do, a little razzle-dazzle, as you called it, because as by now it's supposed to rain on Saturday, so maybe you have some idea what to do against it. This would be highly appreciated, Daddy. Okay, Trey, I hope you have a smile on your face, and I hope your ears are still doing well after this shout-out. I hope you will have a great weekend, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you again. Bye, cutie.
Man, that was adorable.
I felt like we were listening in on someone's shower.
No. You know what? That took guts. That took guts.
Yes.
So we appreciate you, Eva. Wow. And yeah, it was adorable.
Yes.
It was adorable.
Yes. And for sure put smiles on all of our faces.
Every one of us. Yeah. All right. Let's do Italian Smile.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time playing it. Let's see if I can do it with my phone.
Please remember that you're always in my heart. I miss you, and I can't wait to see you. Hugs and kisses from your Italian smile. Thank you, Prison Show, for making this happen.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, and a big old kiss. We haven't heard from her in a while. I'm so glad she called.
Yep, she might be in the show next week.
Yeah, I know. Yep. All right, let's get to Miss, I can't see the times anymore. Julie has been holding. Wow, Julie's been holding. I'm sorry, Julie.
And thanks for holding also.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Julie.
Hello, how you doing?
We are making it. How are you doing?
Doing good. Went through some problems. Well, I lost my mom on Christmas Eve, but I'm getting through it, trying to get through it, so it's been tough.
Oh, I'm sorry, Julie. Well, I'm glad you're calling.
Yes. Anyway, I want to shout out to my love at the medical unit, Tommy Tig. I want to let him know that I love him and I miss him, and I can't wait to hear from you this next coming week and talk to you. And I just want you to know that I love you and I'm thinking about you. I think about you every day, and just sweet dreams to you, baby, and I love you. So, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate everything.
Thank you, Julie. And like Marci said, thank you for holding.
Yes, you're welcome. It's been a while, so I got to get back into it and start doing those shout-outs.
Yes, ma'am, you do. And we hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you. I really appreciate you, and thank you for letting us do this. You're a blessing. I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much, Julie.
Yes, and maybe we got to pray. Hopefully, hope and pray that it all works out. Everything works out when he gets out. We got to pray about that. So I hope and pray it gets home. So
well,
I want him home.
Yeah,
I want him home.
Yeah, we hear you, Julie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a blessed day, and thank you. God bless y'all. Thank you.
Same to you, Julie.
Thank you. Thank you for everything y'all done, because y'all just have good hearts, and knowing that someone's there, it means a lot.
Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.
Okay, you.
Oh, but that was, man. That was a boom. She's gone.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think I like sitting here because now when they leave the mic on, I can just,
Yeah, that worked out really well.
It did.
Yeah,
I
you
like
know
it.
how when you were in high school playing your radio too loud in your room and your parents were like banging on. That's what.
Yeah, I like it. See, there you go. I like it. All right.
I didn't hear that a while ago. That's the first time I heard that.
Oh, so now we know we got to do it louder.
I got to do it louder. Yeah, you and Linda were on the mic when you were talking. I was like, stop.
Well, it's reality TV.
Yes, trust me. Every week they know it's reality. It's live. Trust me.
Well,
All right.
we've got a gremlin on the phone. Linda keeps encountering it every now and then.
Well, it's like that every week. There's gremlins in the studio.
You never know where it's going to appear, though.
I know. Okay, how about Rose? Well, hey, Lydia.
Hey, hi.
Hi, Lydia.
Hi.
I told you.
That was funny. Okay, go ahead with your shout out, Lydia.
Yes, okay. I just want to give a shout out to my son, just to tell you, mijo, that I spoke with Terri a few minutes ago, and they were giving Frank some medicine. She said she was going to try and Terri said she was going to try and get some rest. They're at the hospital. She was staying with Frank tonight, and probably tomorrow night too. But Amanda was in Edna maybe 30 minutes ago, so she'll be here like at 1:00, 1:30, and some of the kids were asleep, but most of them were awake. But we're good here. Fixing to go to bed. I'm sure Tia Patty's going to stay up and wait for Amanda to get in. And that's about all, mijo. Oh, and Big Will, I received your messages. Thank you for sharing. They're really a blessing to me. I really appreciate you sending them to me, okay? And that's about all for tonight. You all take care. And I love you. I love you, mijito. I love you mucho. I love you mucho. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night, Linda, Dave, and Danny.
Good night, Lydia. Have a great weekend. Okay, let's try for Rose. Hey, Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Maybe put Rose on hold and see if she's there. And let's get to, how about Caitlin?
Hola, Beto. How are you? I hope that you're well, that you're in good health and spirits, staying safe and smiling. As for me, all is good. I'm here with Belle, and she is at the moment in her box, but she is staring at me, kind of talking away to herself. Other than that, yeah, things are okay. Nothing crazy is happening, which, to be honest with you, it is good to know that. So please know that you're my heart, thoughts, and prayers. And to all the other guys, Eric, Mark, Will, Debo, and Rudy, hope you all are doing good, and send you all hugs too. Okay, so good night, sweet dreams, and stay safe.
All right. Thank you, Caitlin. Do we want to try for Rose again?
Linda's checking to see if she's there.
Oh, she's
not there.
Okay.
There's probably Captain Tom on too. He can't get through. Every time Linda answers the phone, she can't hear him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he can hear him now. Put him on.
Okay. Is he going on hold or? Oh, there he is. Hey, Captain Tom.
Hello. How are you?
We are living the dream.
You're living a dream? Oh, man.
We didn't say what kind of dream.
That's right.
Hello, David.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay, buddy.
Got you right up on there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a gremlin in the phone system tonight for some reason.
I don't know what's wrong. It's not my phone.
Yeah, she couldn't hear you. You was trying to say something to her, and she was yelling at you, and I don't know, so she hung up.
Well, shouldn't do that to me. Don't hang up on me.
Well, if we can't hear you,
I'm
what
a
do you
very
want?
important person.
Well, we know that. Linda says she can hear a lot of people tonight.
Well, anyway, let me do my shout out to all my incarcerated veterans, and special shout out to John, Michael, Armstrong, also Leroy. I'm going to do a shout out to Leroy. And Clarence Bowman. Haven't heard from Clarence. Has anybody heard from Clarence?
I don't think we have.
No, Mike shouts out to him every week, too.
I hope nothing's happened to him. I haven't heard from him. So, also, my homeless veterans out there, I'm hoping you're finding shelter in your life and getting on the rehab program there. And also, as always, you can donate to KPFT 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by calling kpft.org or call 713-526-5738 or text the word GIVE to 713-526-5738 or become a sustainer. Your donation helps keep the prison show going every Friday from 9 p.m. until 11 p.m. And also it helps my show, the Veterans of War Show. So, hey, give us a call or go online and give your donation. I'm Captain Tom. We'll catch you next week right here at KPFT.
Well, thank you, Captain Tom. Okay, I can't see who.
Well, Patty's been on the line for a minute.
Okay, let's get to Patty.
Yes, Patty has been on hold for a while.
Thank you, Patty. We
But
appreciate
I'm
your
here.
patience.
Yes, no, absolutely. Anyway, the shout out is for Beto. Migo, I heard your mom, so she really told you about Frank, and I'm sure you know about your tío Juan. So we're still kicking in there. God is good all the time, and he gives us trials that, he knows that we can go through this, so gotta go headstrong, mijo. We're good. Like your mom said, Amanda's on her way. I'm going to try and go to sleep for a little bit before she gets here. Hopefully the kids will go straight to bed when we got them off their car seats. She's bringing her rescue dog also. So I don't know how that's going to go with my little ones. But anyway, we'll figure it out. I was going to say right now when Linda said that she wanted the guy to take the camera off her face because her hair looked like a fur ball, it reminded me of your grandpa. In the mornings when I would walk from my room to his room, she'd make sure he was doing okay. Every morning, of course, my hair was a mess. And he'd say, I like your new look. So a couple months ago, I woke up with my hair in all, directions. And Eligio said, I like your new look. And I told him to shut up, of course. But it reminded me of your grandpa, mijo. So I like little moments like that. Anyway, I love you. I miss you. Shout out to Big Will, Jeff, Rudy, Juan. And it's really about it, mijito. We're hanging in there. We love you. We miss you. Thank you, guys, for everything you do. Good night.
Thank you, Patty. Have a great weekend.
You too, man. Thank you.
Bye-bye. And every time I turn around, man, this camera is getting right up. I mean,
he keeps adjusting it.
Because you keep leaning out of the screen.
There's a reason. She mentioned it, the hair. I can see it.
But you're on a video. You're on a live feed. You should be right in front of the camera.
Well, I am, but I'm not used to.
And I'm over here complaining to them because nobody can see you.
Oh, they can see me. Trust me, because I can see me in this shot right here.
See, half of your face is what we're seeing.
All right, let's get to April. April. There we go. Hey, April.
Hey, how are y'all?
We're getting by, April.
Yeah, we are.
Getting by. Good deal. My shout out is for my two sons, Thomas at Ramsey Unit and Patrick at Connolly. I just want to let both you boys know that I miss you both so very much, and I love you with all my heart. And I thank you, Prison Show, for allowing us to do these shout-outs.
Well, thank you, April. We appreciate you calling in, and we hope you have a great weekend, and thank you for holding. Like Marci's been telling people, thank you for holding.
Yes, thank you. Y'all have a great weekend, too.
You too. Bye-bye.
I love to hear the mamas call in. They're my favorite.
I know. They're so sweet. They're so sweet. All right. Kaliango.
Good evening to everyone on the Prison Show. Hope everyone is doing well. I want to send my shout-outs to my brother Franklin Davis, Robinson Roberts, Lasso, Peter Jr., Melissa Lucio, Lady Rodley, to all death row inmates, to beautiful Mom Linda, Madame Danny, David, Peter, Francis. Have a blessed weekend, and I wanna take this opportunity to wish my brother Franklin Davis happy Easter, and to all of you, the listeners and the hoster of the Prison Show. Have a blessed weekend and a blessed Easter too. Goodbye.
He always sounds like they're having a party over there, man.
Yeah, you're having a good time.
I know. Yeah, I'm jealous. All right.
How big is his family?
I don't know, but it seems pretty large.
Yeah, but sometimes he's on a bulldozer and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, chickens in the background, roosters. Yeah. He lives an interesting life.
Well, he's given the people on the inside a taste of the free world, so... And there's that word again, and I feel like I'm being watched.
I know. She's over your shoulder.
Believe it or not, whenever I was going to Calvary Commission, I did my thesis was on cross cultural communication, because we had our own language on the inside.
Yeah.
I mean, and those of us that have been there and done that, we talk and we forget about it.
And when we get back together, it goes hard.
All comes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It all comes out.
I showed you today. I had some flashbacks. I was over in the Bambi working because they had a flood, and man, they had whirlwinds and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. They had those prison fans, those $22 commissary purchase.
Those things saved our lives.
Yeah.
I was in there before they had whirlwinds, and it was rough. And whenever we got a whirlwind, we was only able to have one. Now they can have two.
Yeah.
But man, we were grateful.
I was in when they started letting us have two, and God, we celebrated.
Yeah, I was in when we first got the whirlwind, so it would blow up a sheet.
Lawsuits.
You could get in the dorm and it blowed up the one sheet. I can imagine with two of them.
Heat lawsuit is starting Monday,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll call in and give an update. I promise on Friday to let you know how the first week went.
Please do.
Cool.
Please. Okay, let's get to Miss Kiki.
This is for Rodney at the Plensky unit. Hey Rodney, it's Kiki. I just got home from my walk and just wanted to leave you a message, let you know I'm home safe for the night so you don't have to worry, and let you know I love you and I'm thinking of you and I'll be staying prayed up for you. I love you, Rodney, and I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. No, I'll be thinking of you tonight and I will be listening in. I love you. And Danny, Linda, and David, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, blessed weekend, and great week next week. And I will be calling in next Friday. God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Love you, Rodney. Mwah. I will talk to you tomorrow. Love you, babe.
Man, all these kisses tonight.
Yeah, another big smooch.
I know. I know they're loving that. All right, Camilla.
Thank you for taking my call.
Hi,
I have two
Carmela.
shout outs. I'd like to say hi to Marcus at Pack One. Hi, Marcus. I hope this finds you well and safe. I hope things are going well for you. We're supposed to get a little cool front tonight, so hang in there if you're hot. Everybody's doing okay here that I know of. Just a lot of activity with upcoming Easter, Paschal activities. And little Joy is growing like a weed. I just want to let you know that you're not forgotten, that you're thought of, and you're loved. You take care and have a blessed weekend and a blessed Holy Week. Thank you. My second shout out is for Bradley at the Garza East unit. Hi, Bradley. I believe you have a birthday coming up, so I'd like to wish you a wonderful, happy birthday. Granted, it's not the ideal conditions, but at least you're alive. Just enjoy your day and take whatever blessings you get. Hope your plan or your case is progressing as you want, and I hope you're safe and well. Keep your head up and keep putting one foot forward, and just know that you're loved. I do think about you, and I do love you. Granted, I haven't seen you for most of your life, but I do love you. And you take care and have a wonderful weekend and stay cool. Thank you, Prison Show. Everybody have traveling grace home and have a wonderful weekend and a blessed Easter season. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
All right, I think Miss Lydia called back. Let's check on Miss Lydia. Hey, Miss Lydia.
Yes, I realized that I didn't say hi to the rest of the guys. Yes, to
That's
I
awesome.
had to Eric and Roderick and Mark and Brandon. I did say hi to William Spear or Bigwell, but I forgot the other guys. And I just want to wish everybody, well, next Friday I think is Good Friday, and then Easter. And I'll probably be going up there. I'm not too sure yet what day I'm going to be traveling, but it'll be Thursday or Saturday of this coming week. But I just called back just to wish everybody else, or give everybody else a shout out. And the reason I am speaking with a slur is because I have a bridge it's a temporary bridge, and and I'm waiting for my permanent one, and it's not fitted well or something because I have this slur. Anyway, I have to get over it, or I have to master it for a good two more months before I get my permanent one. Okay, guys? Okay, Danny? Do you understand me? Yes?
I understand you, and there was no slur. There's no slur.
No slur?
No.
Okay.
Not at all,
Okay.
girl.
Will you guys drive home safely? And know that we love you all. And we thank you.
And thank
all
you for
that you do
calling
for us.
back.
You're welcome.
Have
You're
a great
welcome.
weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
And now we have the not so mysterious Mike.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike doing his shout outs for the historic prison show and the Mighty 90 KPFT. Here's my shout outs: the guys of Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout out for Philip Perez. Shout out for Matt Thomas, Edward Reeves, Adam Wilkerson. Shout out for Aaron Vasquez, Haas, Keith Money. Tosh wants me to do a shout out for Payday. Shout out for Oz. Shout out for Curtis Robertson. Shout out for Jesse Cortez. Shout out for Raymond Lee Cart. Shout out for Bill R. Sims. And a special shout out for Clarence Lee Bowman. And I hope everybody's enjoying today. Today's the 190th anniversary of the Battle of Goliad and Massacre. It happened on Palm Sunday, March 27th, 1836, and it was the battle cry the Texas Army used. Remember the Alamo, remember the Goliad at the Battle of San Jacinto. Hope everybody enjoys Lazarus Saturday tomorrow and Palm Sunday and Maundy Thursday, and hope everybody enjoys Holy Week that's coming up this week. You can continue to write to Mysterious Mike in care of David Collingsworth, and I'll write you back. And remember to donate to KPFT, the Mighty 90 that broadcasts from the piney woods of East Texas to the beaches of Galveston. And make sure you donate to the Historic Prison Show. And now, adios.
All right. You too can write to Mysterious Mike at 226 Chipmunk Trail. That's 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, Texas, 77371. All right. Or you can write to anybody here at the prison show. You can write to Marci Marie here, and we will get it to her.
Sure can. Has happened before.
Yeah, we will get it to her. All right, let's get to Miss Stacy.
This is to my husband, Sporty Black. Hey, baby, this is our tuck-in. I'm trusting we get our whispers today because our phone has been acting up, same as Mom's. I've called and got our work order in. I've just placed on our last post. I still got to share on the various sites. It's been an overcast day, but it's been in the warm 70s. The girls are behaving. They've been in and out all day. Boo, this is just kissing you our common strength. All is well. I love you. Take care, sweetheart.
Man.
Double smackaroo.
I know, and big ones, too.
Yeah. Danny, I got to give my shout-outs.
You
So
do
I'll
it.
be in trouble with my brother-in-laws. So Chevy and Baby D, Britt and I love you so much. We cannot wait for both of y'all to come home this year. Baby D, we are fighting for our lives potty training your child. And so, but he's so big and so smart and so lovely, and what a joy to have him. I'm sorry that you're in there, and also we're so blessed to have him. Your niece Kimmy had her first birthday party, and I was in Chicago working, but the pictures, Britt of course was there and took baby Wes, and the pictures are amazing, and she's so beautiful and so sweet, and she smiles. When she smiles, y'all are gonna die when she smiles at you because it melts your whole heart. And so please do what you have to do to stay out of trouble these last few months. We're counting on y'all to make good decisions and get home. Love y'all so much. I'm going to cry, girl.
I know. How old is she?
Kimmy is 1, but my nephew is 3. So we've had him since he was 9 months old. And he's such a little sweetie. But he wants his, he says, why is my dad in the pokey?
The pokey.
I said, well, baby, he didn't follow the rules. And that's tricky, right? Because are you going to think if you don't pick up your toy, you go to the pokey? You know, but how do you explain that? For a 3-year-old, that's tough.
It is tough.
Show him the apple dumpling gang.
Oh, I need to look at that.
Yeah, my daughter, she actually was talking about, like, my daddy has to go to work for the police and things like that. And then one day she came to visitation and she says, Dad, you're in prison.
Yeah.
I said, well, why do you say that? She says, I was watching the apple dumpling gang.
Oh, okay. I need to check it out. Yeah. My 5-year-old Annabelle, you know, she was in diapers when I got locked up, and I called home one time and she said, Mom, where are you? And I said, well, I'm where you visit me, except I'm in the back where we sleep. And I kind of described the dorm. I'm like, there's TVs and there's ladies hanging out in the day room. And I'm trying to kind of describe it. And she said, oh, I thought you were in jail. And I was like, oh gosh. And it's not something we hid from her, but yeah, there was a realization that that's where she had been visiting me. And I said, well, it is a jail. And then I had to explain why. And, you know, mine was kind of easy. I took money that didn't belong to me, you know.
Yeah.
So
Mine wasn't so easy. I was a mean guy.
well, it's tricky, right?
Yeah.
Because there's lots of circumstances, and 5-year-olds don't understand all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, as Jason was asking me earlier about I took a CDL class, and whenever I went to get my TWIC card and my hazmat endorsements, they denied me because of some of my charges. And I'm like, well, I don't have the charges you're supposed to deny me on. But they made me get my record so that I could prove it. And whenever I got my paperwork from the court, I thought, man, that's a bad dude. They're not describing me at all. But that's who I was.
Yeah. Hey, if you look at my prison file, that's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big, thick file. I used to go to, I wanted to say UIL. It's not called UIL.
No.
UCC.
Wherever UCC.
I was about to say no UIL.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
for school.
choir.
Yeah. No,
there,
I'd
done
go
that.
to UCC and they'd plop that big file down of all those disciplinary cases and psych history. But, you know, sometimes we do things in there to survive, and sometimes we're just not.
Well, they sent me to
thinking straight.
Cofield to start off with, so I mean, I was rocking and rolling.
I'll be at the Cofield unit next weekend on Saturday. So shout out to Cofield. Y'all be nice to me. I ain't been in a men's unit yet. So I feel a little
you
anxiety.
They'll love you.
Only women's units.
No, they'll love you. They're gentlemen.
So yeah, super excited for that.
It's almost, we got like 2 minutes left. Linda says she don't want to do shout-outs because her voice is tired. Did you say your shout-outs, Danny?
I did not, but I want to give a great big virtual hug to Pac-Man over at Polunsky. His mother passed away, and you know, I know that has to be really difficult when you're in prison. So just a great big virtual hug. Wish I could hug you in person, but you know, we all love you out here. So just know that.
Yeah, and we also, Bam, I'm hear you, and you know, I'm gonna look into why maybe mail's not getting to me, and I love you, thinking about you. Your mom's out here rocking and rolling. She's doing so good. I love seeing her on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah.
I did time with Bam's mom, so that's how.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how I got connected with Bam. We were locked up together, and we were both not. We were in, you know, medium custody and all of that together.
You,
Rocking and
Girl,
rolling.
I would go from a trustee band and then do something wild and end up in medium custody, work my way back and forth the whole time I was locked up. I didn't do my time easy. Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
I'm not saying that's what y'all should do.
No, she isn't. She is not.
I tell everybody they need to start making the next right decision now because it doesn't feel right. You know that it's the right decision, but it just don't feel right because we've been making them wrong decisions for so long.
100%.
It's much easier just to punch somebody in their nose It is. My fist used to be automatic. I didn't even think about it. I'd already be punching somebody and then think, oh, hell, here it goes.
Yeah. And thank you again, Kristina Hartman, for being on. And y'all
Yes,
sign up
thank
for
you.
those higher education classes, all the classes. Look and see what's available to you. Look, and it's on the tablet. She told y'all, look on the tablet. Y'all figure that thing out.
Those of y'all that wonder what Jason Wysong looks like, now you got his picture. Get his little smiley face up in there. We hear his voice all the time. Now you got his face.
He has a radio voice, too.
He does.
He does.
Yeah.
He definitely does. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And we're sorry, Joanne, we didn't get to you tonight. Again.
Again?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we had a lot of people in the house. It's been a great show. Even if we did have a few gremlins, at least they weren't too bad. I appreciate everybody coming. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Y'all stay tuned for Skylar Dawn. Should be coming up here in a few minutes. We got about 45 seconds. So if anybody has a burning desire, they want to shout out to somebody or say goodbye. Ken, you got something you want to say? You sneaking around over there. I see you.
No, he's just walking around just annoying me. That's what he's doing.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah. He has ADD.
Yeah. Much love. Y'all get your perfume samples ready for Easter. I know y'all are getting ready to press them whites and get ready. And I feel you. I think about that every Easter. I think about that. So, yeah, y'all get ready for that. I'll be
and
out
y'all
here
ladies,
thinking
let
about
everybody
you.
know that we're on the tablets. And I was sharing with somebody earlier, you know, the ladies are why we got on the tablets, because we were trying to extend broadcast-wise, trying to figure out how to get a repeater, they call it, over that way. And they were going to make us get a whole new radio station. And we was trying to figure out how to do that. And then the opportunity arose to get on the tablet. So now we're everywhere. 45 states. About 900,000 folks can tune in if they want to.
And hey! Hey, all y'all!
And they are, too. We got folks calling us from California and South Dakota, North Dakota, South Carolina, Oregon, Arizona. You know the sheriff who had everybody wearing the pink underwear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching on our dashboard the other day. They had like 567 people that were watching us from over there.
Oh, nice.
That's
oh,
pretty
that's
cool.
real nice.
Yeah, last year we had 427,000 folks tune into the prison show.
That's amazing.
Yep. All right, y'all stay cool best you can. I think we're having a cool front, so y'all be cool, okay?
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you give released. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. It's prison radio. From Paris to Polanski. Bonjour, me more. In my dreams.